Well, another question is about like, what is your experience coming to Cambodian community, especially the Cambodian monastery? What can you see like the angles that should be improved? And it's because especially you are Cambodian American, and language barrier might be an obstacle for you to understand the culture and also the Buddha's teaching. So what have you experienced by coming to Cambodian monastery?
Well, I guess after the 10-day meditation retreat, I have a very different perspective on it as compared to before. I think that before, my experience coming to the temple was more kind of just uncomfortable. You know, there was no effort on the temple's, on the monastery's part to, I noticed, like, it's not just me, but making other guests feel welcome. I do notice that when there is an American, a white American especially, who comes to the temple, there's almost kind of like an excitement, or, you know, almost like a respect that they're coming. But I think the same amount of enthusiasm and curiosity should be shown to us, the younger Khmer generation that are finally stepping into the temple again. Because, you know, as we get older, spirituality becomes an important piece of our lives, and you know, I was holding a lot of animosity, witnessing that, you know, even the monks were excited that a white American was coming in and trying to learn about the Dharma and the temple culture, you know, as well as a lot of the board members, you know, get excited about it. But I think it's just as important to show that enthusiasm towards people like me, and one, you know, we should share that enthusiasm of the Dharma with them and what's going on at the temple. Why are we focusing on, you know, building the temple? You know, explaining what the salt means, explaining what's happening, like why are we sharing our meals after, you know, the monks, just all these little things that we might have questions. And I know it has something to do with that, because we're Khmer, it's assumed that we just know it. But the truth is, us Khmer Americans, you know, the ones that were born here and the ones that are my age and younger, the young adults, well, I don't think I'm a young adult anymore, but, you know, young adults, they have questions, and we should take the time to share with them what we know. And yeah, I would love to see more classes on the Dharma, but there needs to be both things happening, which is we as a sangha or a monastery needs to be more friendly and approachable to the younger generation. But at the same time, we need to spark the younger generation curiosity about the Dharma too. So how do we do that? You know, it took my mother's death at 21 years old for me, or my mother died when I was 21 years old.
Sorry,
and it took that for me to wake up to the Dharma, right? And people are impressed that I'm 34 years old and I'm into all of this stuff. But there was a tragedy that happened for me to wake up to it. And I would hate to have people experience something like that. Like, let's get them interested before something like that happens to them in their lives. And that's why I take every opportunity I have with the little ones that I work with to talk about the Dharma, and not in a Buddhist way, but yeah, just respecting each other, just compassion, just having respect for the way we communicate, our earth, where food comes from. I take every opportunity I can, and hopefully it leads and sparks their curiosity, because what happens is that if we're already coming into this space confused, and then people are ignoring us or giving us a weird look, that's going to discourage us from coming back. And I think that's why I spent my late teenage years away from the temple, because it was like, what's the point? I'm going to be scolded, because I'm going to be laughed at because I don't speak Khmer great, you know? When I speak Khmer, I have an accent. When I was younger, the elders used to laugh and kind of poke fun at it, and you know, here I am trying, and if I'm being laughed at, I'm not going to want to do it. I didn't want to. And this experience now, after the 10-day meditation retreat, for me, I went into an environment where they were happy that I was there, where they were excited as a 34-year-old person flying all the way from Seattle to Boston just to learn meditation, to learn about the Dharma. They were excited, and that excitement and that joy for me made me feel welcomed. And it made me feel like family. And I made mistakes. I said, I said something like some flight bangkong the Aknia. And I was saying that in front of everyone, and I was really nervous. And the elders, they chuckled, but they afterwards was just so impressed that I just kept going. And they were impressed that my Khmer, I was speaking Khmer just fine to them. And we had conversations about, how come my kids don't speak Khmer like this and da-da-da. And I told them that I right now in my life am determined to really connect with my roots. And so that's my inspiration. And now I don't care if I'm feeling embarrassed. That's a secondary emotion. My determination to connect with the Dharma is more important and stronger than my embarrassment or my personal, those feelings. And so I'm speaking from that because meditation has helped me deal with those emotions. But I can't speak for those of us that are not practicing meditation yet. And all I can say is that for some of us, coming to the temple is extremely intimidating because we know we're getting looked down on, or at least we feel that way. Our elders don't really speak to us. And I know that it comes from both ways, our elders don't know how to communicate with us too. So, I think that having like a weekly discussion of intergenerational coming together and talking might be a good thing. Of course, it can get heated, but if there was, I believe, maybe, that if a monk was there, we wouldn't be acting up in front of our teacher.
Yeah, we can coordinate doing that.
Yeah, so
it's a good idea.
Yeah,